Hi guys, happy Tuesday. So we're going to go over our reading assignment and then I will let you guys do the work. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it, explain it. If you guys have any questions on Google Classroom, every time that you log in, inside of each assignment always has your code and whatever link that you are going to use. All right, so let's go ahead and start. So just to recap, we have been working on author's purpose. So just because we're not working on it doesn't mean we don't want to remember. So every time we read, we think, why did the author write this? Was it to inform us, to entertain us, or to persuade? Remember that yesterday we moved on to text-to-text connections or just text connections in general. Remember we said that there's 3 ways that we can connect a text to different things in the world. One way is to connect it to ourselves, maybe something that we've been through or something that we have experienced we can relate to in the book. Another one is a text to another text. Remember, a text just means a story or an article. So one way is we can read a story and we can connect it to another story that we're reading. So that's what we're going to work on today is text-to-text connections. Another way to connect a text, though, is to connect it to the world. So maybe something going on in the book has happened in the world, not necessarily to you, but maybe you've heard about it because it's something that's going on in the world. A great way to think of text connections is using these thinking stems. So one way to remember that texting connects a text connection, it reminds you of something. Maybe it reminds you of your life or another story of something going on in the world. You can relate to it. Remember, you might remember it if it's connecting it to yourself. So remember that today we're going to work on connecting 2 stories together. Or we're also going to work on connecting it to yourself as well. So today what I want you guys to do is you're going to read on Epic Books. You're going to read a story called I'm Not Weird. This might be really similar to some books we've read in class. Remember, we read We Are All Wonders, we read Me First, we read You're Here for a Reason. So a lot of different books. So this is going to be on Epic. When you log in, it will read it out. So this is for you guys to read. You go through all of the pages and read it. We're not going to read it together, but I do want you to read it. If you have any questions on any of the words, a lot of times it will read it to you. So you guys can use a lot of the different functions on Epic Books. In order to get to this, it's going to be linked here in your text-to-text connections. It will be in the description bar. I want to show you guys yesterday's story that we read. We read Dolphins. So anytime I link anything from Epic Books, your class code will be right there under it. So this will always be our class code. So the first time that you log into Epic Books, you will need that code, and then it should remember it from then on. This will be an assignment. So if you go into your assignments, you will be able to see it here in your assignments. So right now you only have Dolphins, but if I go to upcoming assignments, that will be tomorrow's assignment. It will be right there. There will be a quiz that you guys can take if you'd like to, but it is not required. So I want you guys to read that, and what you're going to do to follow up is, what connection can you make to the story we read today? Maybe you want to make it to yourself, to the world, or another story. I think today's story would be great to connect it to another text that we've read. Remember, text just means story. So you can think of We're All Wonders, how they thought the main character was a little odd. You can kind of connect it to this story. I want you to tell me what this story makes you think of and why, how you relate to it, how you relate another story to it. And the last thing I want you guys to do, once you've read the story, we're going to focus on I'm Not Weird. That's going to be your main piece that you're going to do 2 assignments on. So the first one is text to text. The next one is lift a line. Now, lift a line, we're going to do a lot in groups. So basically what this is, you're going to read this whole story. Then I want you guys to focus on one line. Your assignment will open like this. You're going to write your name up at the top, and then you're going to pick one line from the book that really stuck with you. One thing that you really liked about it. So for example, if I read it, let's read Don't listen to bullies. They don't really feel good about themselves. If I wrote that line, I would write it in here. I'm going to look for the page number. Now there's no page numbers here, but if you click down here, it will tell you. This is page 10 of 36. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to write on page 10. It says, and I'm going to copy the line straight out of the book. However, remember when we are borrowing from an author, we can't just write down their words. We have to put something called quotations. This tells readers, oh, they're borrowing the words. Now, in order to do this, you're going to hold down the shift button, and you're going to hold down the button next to return that looks like these quotations. Then you're going to type right in the middle of the quotations, and you're just going to take that line straight from the book. So I'm going to say, don't listen to bullies, and then I'm going to go back. It says they don't really feel good about themselves. Okay. All right, now that I have that written, I'm going to go down to the bottom. And there is a text box here as well. It says, write about why you chose this line to lift from the text. So I don't want you guys just to write, I did this because Ms. Hasdvac asked me to, and I had to pick a line. I want it to really mean something, so I connect this to myself. I remember when I was in school, my teacher said this, and it really stuck with me. So I know that bullies aren't just being mean to me because it's my fault. I know it's something about them. So I'm going to start out, I chose this line because it reminds me to not worry what bullies say because they are just acting out because they don't like themselves. And I'm going to stop there. Then down here, what I want you guys to do is insert a picture. So maybe it's a picture about bullies. Maybe it's a picture about someone being kind. Either way, you can go to Insert, Image, and you're going to search the web. And then you can search up a picture and insert it here. And that's all we're going to do for lift a line. So again, you guys are going to use this in groups a lot where you read your own story. And you're going to choose one line that really stands out and makes you really think about the story. Okay, so that is going to be your last assignment there for reading. When you are done, I want you guys to go to Epic Books, and I want you guys to read a little bit. If you click the Explore button, there's a lot of different stories that you can be reading. I can see which books you are reading, so I want you guys to read at least maybe one or two just to practice reading. That's what we're doing in the classroom as well, so I want you guys to make sure you are practicing independent reading and also practicing just choosing a book that sticks out to you, something that interests you. It can be anything you guys want. So that is what you guys are going to do today for reading. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and message me on GoGuardian. Remember, you have a green button down here. If that green button doesn't work, go ahead and message me on Google Classroom. And remember how to choose a good book. You guys can also use Storyline Online or Epic Books. We don't have Myon anymore from the district, so we're just going to use those two. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a happy Tuesday, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye, guys.